There's no team that I've been on that the number one option don't get the ball during a tie score situation. When LeBron took the ball, it was a tie ball game. It was like 100-100 or something like that. LeBron went for a pick and roll with the white guy, got the white guy on him, drove to the basket. Giannis kept pursuing him, and Giannis said, "Get that out of here." What I'm saying is, during that time, the ball should have been swung to Luka. Luka is the number one option, correct?
When Kwame Brown speaks up, he doesn't lower his voice or soften the blow. He says exactly what he means, and this time his focus is on LeBron James, the self-proclaimed king, the longtime face of the NBA, and a player who has defined the league for nearly 20 years. According to Brown, however, LeBron may now be creating more obstacles than solutions for his own squad. The debate isn't about whether LeBron still has greatness in him, that legacy is already written. The real, uncomfortable question sparking heated discussions everywhere is this: if the team already has a clear number one option, why is LeBron still playing like the offense must run through him?
I'm confused on who's the number one option now. LeBron is going up to the free throw line taking free throws when he's a horrible free throw shooter compared to his teammates. Then when it's crunch time, LeBron is having a decent game, but Luka is averaging 30. He's the number one scorer on y'all team. Why doesn't he have the ball?
So here's the uncomfortable question many fans hesitate to say out loud. When the clock is ticking down and everything is on the line, should the final possession still belong to LeBron James, or has the league quietly moved into a new era where that responsibility belongs to someone else?
You might need to be a facilitator. And if it gets your team a win, then the media shouldn't come down on you because you didn't have that average. Especially a bunch of people that don't know about basketball. And I think that's what they've done to the minds of our superstars. They screwed them up. They're not real basketball players no more. They just want to get numbers. Well, if they don't, the media gonna pick on them. I got to make a certain number to be an all NBA player.
Fact.
Why would I care about winning? I just want to hit my numbers.
Kwame Brown pointed to an issue many supporters overlook simply because of the superstar name stitched across the jersey. In a tie game, with the season's momentum and team chemistry hanging in the balance, who should control the final possession? Is it the 41-year-old veteran whose struggles at the free throw line have been well documented, or the explosive scorer putting up nearly 30 points per game and built to carry the offense? Brown didn't pause before answering. To him, this isn't even a discussion. Luka is the clear first option, no hesitation, no gray area. And throughout NBA history, regardless of era, system, or locker room dynamics, the top option is the one who commands the ball when everything is on the line.
I'm confused on who's the number one option now. LeBron is going up to the free throw line taking free throws when he's a horrible free throw shooter compared to his teammates. Then when it's crunch time, LeBron is having a decent game, but Luka is averaging 30. He's the number one scorer on y'all team. Why doesn't he have the ball?
Kwame Brown broke down the exact sequence that set everything off. The score was tied. The team ran a pick and roll. LeBron searched for the matchup he preferred, attacked the paint, and went straight at Giannis Antetokounmpo, one of the most dominant two-way forces in today's NBA. Giannis didn't flinch. He didn't care about reputation or legacy. He met the drive at the rim and emphatically rejected the shot. And right there, Brown argues, the core issue became impossible to ignore. In that moment, the possession shouldn't have ended with LeBron forcing the action. The ball should have moved to Luka, giving the team's primary scorer the freedom to take the shot or create something better. To Brown, that's not controversy, that's basic basketball.
What I'm saying is, during that time, the ball should have been swung to Luka. Luka is the number one option, correct? There's no team that I've been on that the number one option don't get the ball during a tie score situation.
What makes the criticism sting even more is the legacy attached to LeBron James. For years, he built his reputation on making the smart decision in pressure moments, trusting the extra pass, avoiding forced shots, and choosing the highest percentage play. That basketball IQ became part of his brand. But Kwame Brown believes this latest sequence tells a different story. In his view, it wasn't simply a competitive instinct, it was pride stepping in. He suggests LeBron may be hearing the outside chatter, the debates on shows like Undisputed, the commentary from figures such as Skip Bayless, and the growing narrative that he's no longer the unquestioned top option, and trying to silence it himself. Brown argues the drive to the rim felt less like strategy and more like a response to doubt. He also took aim at the late-game free throw situations, questioning why LeBron continues to step to the line in critical moments when he isn't the most reliable shooter available. Brown referenced the Suns matchup where key attempts clanked off the rim, forcing extra chances just to scrape together points. And to be clear, the debate isn't about missing shots every player does. The concern, according to Brown, is about decision-making and role clarity when everything is on the line. At the heart of the debate, Brown says, is one simple concept: define roles. If you're not the strongest option in a clutch moment, why insist on carrying the burden? He believes this goes beyond a single possession and ties into a bigger picture surrounding LeBron's future. With no contract extension secured, speculation swirling about whether this could be his final season in Los Angeles, and uncertainty hanging over the franchise, Brown suggests that tension may be spilling onto the hardwood. Rather than fully embracing a shifting pecking order, he argues LeBron appears determined to reaffirm his status as the alpha, to remind the league, the front office, and the fan base that he's still worth elite-level money, even at 41 or 42 years old. Brown argues that this lingering need to prove himself is exactly why ego seems to surface at the most critical moments. And this is where the discussion becomes especially tough for loyal LeBron supporters. He didn't just question the late-game choice, he challenged the intention behind it. Brown suggested that chasing the right stat line may now carry more weight than securing the right result, implying that 25 or 30 points look better in headlines than a quieter night built around trusting teammates. That accusation cuts deep because it pushes against the carefully built image LeBron has maintained for nearly 20 years, the unselfish superstar who always makes the correct basketball play. Brown didn't stop there. He went as far as saying the Lakers appeared more fluid and connected during stretches without LeBron on the floor, a bold claim that adds another layer to an already heated debate and hints at small fractures in what once seemed like untouchable armor. Brown painted a vivid picture of what happens when LeBron returns after a long rest. The offense shifts back into his rhythm, interrupting the natural flow and chemistry that had developed around the younger star. Sure, victories still came, but the smooth cohesion the team had built wasn't the same. In Brown's view, this wasn't accidental. That Giannis moment carried extra significance as well. He used it to draw a sharp contrast. Giannis Antetokounmpo embodies the old-school superstar blueprint, a player who dominates on both ends, doesn't chase empty points, and is willing to guard the best opponent while still attacking on offense. Brown praised Giannis for his decisiveness, his lack of hesitation, and his focus purely on the game. That emphatic block wasn't personal, it was professional. To Brown, it symbolized a league gradually moving beyond the era where LeBron's presence automatically changed everything. From there, he expanded into a broader critique about the evolution of modern basketball and how it challenges traditional hierarchies of stardom. Brown's frustration wasn't aimed at LeBron alone, he directed it squarely at the system itself. A league that increasingly values scoring over defense, stats over true impact, and massive contracts over championships. He argued that today's stars are trained to chase numbers because media hype, awards, and paychecks reward it. Shutting down the best player no longer guarantees recognition. Putting up 30 points does, even if the team comes up short. Yet Brown didn't let Luka off the hook. While he praised him as the undisputed offensive leader, he highlighted the young star's defensive gaps, reminding fans that in playoff and finals moments, defense remains crucial. That's the distinction Brown sees between today's game and the legends of the past. Those players shouldered responsibilities on both ends and adapted their role to what the game demanded each night. Brown pointed out that the legends of the past thrived on adaptability. When shots weren't falling, they created opportunities for teammates. When matchups demanded it, they locked down on defense. That balance, that versatility, was the hallmark of true greatness. In his eyes, 41-year-old LeBron is charting a different path. He's chasing a narrative, proving he can still dominate at an age no one else has, craving comparisons, graphics, and the constant reminder of his achievements. While undeniably impressive, Brown argues that this focus on individual proof comes at a cost to the team. Obsessing over personal validation can erode trust in the collective effort. That's why Brown repeatedly uses the word fraud, not to erase LeBron's legendary career, but to call out the contradiction he sees today: a superstar preaching team basketball while insisting on commanding the spotlight. Kwame Brown lays it out bluntly: a player who preaches making the right play but lets pride dictate key moments, a superstar who nails the perfect post-game quotes while privately celebrating individual stats. The debate is so heated because both sides have evidence. LeBron James is still producing at an elite level, his numbers are historic, and his longevity is unmatched. Yet basketball isn't just about stats, it's decided in critical moments. Brown argues that in a tied game scenario, LeBron failed the ultimate test, not because he missed, but because he chose to take the shot when the team's best option, Luka, was ready to carry the load. The bigger question now is what comes next. Will the Lakers fully commit to Luka as the closer, redefine LeBron's role publicly, or continue tiptoeing around a hierarchy problem no one wants to admit? The longer this goes on, the louder critics like Brown will speak. This isn't personal, it's about accountability. Even legends face scrutiny when their decisions shape younger stars and the team's direction. The real issue is mindset under pressure. Does LeBron truly step back and let the next man lead, or does ego quietly creep in during clutch moments? True security in your role means trusting the system, the hierarchy, and the player who has carried the scoring all season. Currently, that's Luka. The right play isn't determined by contracts, social media chatter, or legacy. It's determined by who gives the team the best chance to win in that precise moment. LeBron's late game choices are under the microscope, driving into elite defenders instead of trusting the hottest scorer highlights a shift in the NBA. Championships no longer silence scrutiny, and the era of unquestioned deference may be ending. The ball is in his hands. Team success depends on his adaptation. Subscribe and share your thoughts in the comments. This debate is far from over.